y'all, B and Jordan from the future or the past, depending on when you are listening to this episode and when it goes up. It got really confusing. Time travel sucks. You know what doesn't suck? Being on Apple Podcasts, which Afterbite is finally.
Yay!
So to celebrate, we're doing a little bit of a giveaway. We'll have more details on it in the middle of this podcast, so you have to keep listening, suckers.
What if I just left that shitty intro in?
That'd be the worst. I'd turn off this podcast quicker than a... Okay. Continue.
You gonna finish that joke? Or you just gonna kind of like leave
I
it?
literally lost track of that joke, so...
I have an ending for the joke. It's quicker than a vampire. There you go.
Ooh,
Try to
but
suck in.
Welcome to a cold open. It's Afterbite. A Vampire Diaries fancast. It's only 10 years too late. I'm your host, B, joined by Jordan, and for the first time, Brian.
Hi.
Isn't a robot.
I know, I'm actually here. Oh, by the way, I actually have to go now, so... sorry, that's awkward.
Yikes. You can't see it, but I am pulling out the collar on my shirt and, like, hissing through my teeth, much like a businessman in an 80s movie. So since Brian's here, we have some catching up to do, Brian.
Yes.
You ready to do a lightning round?
Oh, God.
Here's the thing. Jordan and I have ranked all of the episodes that we've watched thus far.
Okay.
It's a ranking, 1 to 10, 5 being middle of the road, 10 being great, 1 being the worst. You know how that works.
Yes.
You need to do it for the first 6 episodes.
Okay. Oh, God.
God, don't get that close to the mic, Brian.
No, sorry, I accidentally put my hand, like, close to my face, and that was a mistake.
Okay. Episode 101, the pilot. What do you rank it?
8 out of 10.
Whoa.
8 out of 10.
Okay, great. So basically, the pilot, I loved it. It was great. Introduced all the characters. Awesome, awesome, awesome. The only thing I don't like about it is that it looks completely different to the rest of the show. And I understand why. Because they shot it in Vancouver. It was cheaper then, and it was blah, blah, blah. And then they moved to Georgia. And I'm like, y'all just couldn't take the time just to reshoot a couple things.
They couldn't. Mystic Falls High School looks so much different. Okay.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. It's weird.
It looks weird, but like, I mean, they did, the only thing that looks the same is Stefan's bedroom, and that's been going on for a solid 10 years, so we're good.
Brian, episode 102, The Night of the Comet.
Ooh. I'm trying to think of, like, when the first time I watched this, I was too busy comparing it to Twilight. A lot. Oh, yeah, believe me, I hated the show when it first started, but I still watched it. That's a twist.
Honestly, that is a twist. What a swerve.
It is a twist. I didn't like the show when it first started, but because it just felt weird, and it was trying to be, but it was being new, so I was like giving it a chance. That's the word. But episode 2, ooh. I think I'm gonna say 8 out of 10 again.
Whoa.
Because, like,
again,
I liked it. Like, after rewatching it, of course, like, I liked it. It was fun. Like, it was Stefan and Elena's first kiss, and that's one of my favorite moments. It was nice, where they basically wrote, like, a journal entry to each other.
That's
which was...
not the definition of nice. Me and Brian are on opposite sides of the journal entry.
Oh, yes.
You and Brian are going to throw hands, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I am literally a sucker for, like, the cheesy romantic.
Sorry. It depends on the type of cheese, and that wasn't a good kind. I'm sorry.
It wasn't a Gouda. It was the American cheese. It wasn't a Gouda.
All right. Number 3, Friday Night Bites.
Yeah, this one wasn't quite the best. I mean, so I'm going to say 7 out of 10. So
God, you're ranking me so high, Brian.
Okay, because, like, I like the moments. The moments of the episodes are, like, really what make these for me. Like, it's just the moments. But, like, it was really, like, it was just a nice, fun episode. Like, Stefan being that high school jock. Like, ooh. Like, that
wasn't this the episode where it felt like nothing happened?
Yeah,
kind of everything happened and nothing happened.
It kind of felt like, you could tell it was kind of like that filler, like, where the teen drama still with a side of vampires and murder.
Okay.
I guess.
Because this was the episode Mr. Tanner was murdered, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's not spoilers.
No.
It's not
yeah,
spoilers. They've already listened to that episode of the show, Brian.
I hope so. Otherwise, if they're just tuning in for me, like, oh, little old me, that'd be depressing. So 104 now. Family
Yeah,
Ties.
104, Family Ties.
Again, this was this one.
Mm-hmm.
See, I liked it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say 7 out of 10 again because okay.
7 out of 10. Okay.
Again, the moments. It's just the moments in the episode.
Is your justification for everything going to be the moment?
It's always
It's
the
the
moment.
moment.
Like
We gotta get lost in the moment.
yes, okay, because like it was Stefan and Elena's like kind of like first date kind of thing. And
Mhm.
like you really start to see like the drama between them, and it's like he has secrets and she doesn't want to have the secrets. His brother's
A psychopath?
with Caroline.
Yeah.
That was fun. 14-year-old Brian was like, "Whoa, this is so cool!" And I'm not going to say my controversial opinion, but I really did like the scene where Stefan did use her to poison Damon. I thought that was
I think it was cool.
clever.
Yeah,
That was
it was
epic.
definitely clever.
That was epic,
I
and I
will
was
agree
like,
on that.
yes.
I will agree with that.
That was good. I was afraid of it being like controversial and like me being like on cancel culture, like no context TVD canceled. It's like
It was I think it was a cool scene they included, despite the fact that it was kind of shitty move.
yeah.
It was shitty of all of the boys.
Yeah.
The boys are right now pretty shitty,
Yeah.
and I love them. But they are, well, I love
Oh,
one.
Tyler's the worst.
I love one boy so far.
Yeah.
Every other one is on thick fucking ice.
Same.
And that boy is Stefan.
Okay, Brian.
Yes.
Episode 105. You're undead to me.
This one. Okay. How the episode started off,
Mm-hmm.
it would be a 6 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
But as the episode went on, because Elena started asking questions like, what, like, how was Stefan alive in the 1650s? No, the 1950s. Just gotta flip that. And it was just like she really started questioning it, like what he was and like everything that was around her. And then that final scene where like everything's kind of coming together, and she just bust into his house and ripped the bird. Sorry, Crow. Yeah, I remember that one because I was like, oh, the bird's dead. That's okay. And
That's it. That's all we care about.
yeah, but just that final scene, like where she just goes, "What are you?" Like her confronting him, and like basically saying, like, "You're gonna tell me everything right now." And I was like, that brings it to like a 7. It's like a bump step 1, but like it's 6.5. Let's just say that it's in the middle.
6.5. That is your lowest
good
ranking thus far.
It's a good episode, but it kind of felt like not a lot really happened
It's a big nothing burger.
because it was like the Jeremy and Vickie stuff. Like I loved them, but that
Mhm.
that like
Mhm.
them just sitting in the woods getting stoned. I'm like, that's
Not in the woods, in the
entertaining.
cemetery.
Oh yeah, in the cemetery. Yes, the lovely
In
cemetery.
the cemetery that's in the woods, but also not the same cemetery that Elena writes in earlier when she's
Okay.
It's 106 Lost Girls.
10 out of 10.
Okay.
This
The
was
first 10 out of 10 we've had. I feel like
honestly,
it doesn't count coming from Brian, but I love it anyway.
I loved this episode from beginning to end. Like this was kind of like the episode that made me like love the show because it 1860s. You finally figure out like who this Catherine girl is and everything about her. And this is before like I read the books, so like I had no idea Catherine was gonna be a vampire. And then all of a sudden that twist came out, and I was like, holy shit, they just changed the game. Like that's different. That's exciting.
I will
It
agree
just
with you,
changed the
Brian.
game.
This episode actually made me like regain interest in the show, because up until now I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but I don't like it that much. And this episode definitely, the twists and plot twists that they pull, I think are really cool. I will agree with that.
The one thing I will say that Vampire Diaries does right is flashbacks, and the same thing that originals did right was flashbacks. Like it just added layers to the characters, and it was kind of cool to see Stefan and Damon as humans, and then see poor little innocent Catherine, and then all of a sudden she's not so innocent. She's the reason that these two brothers are vying and fighting against each other. So it's like, well, why though? Like what really went down? So it makes you ask more questions. And then Vickie turning, that was
Yeah.
which we will talk about in a second.
Yeah.
How that went.
There is so much. Now that we've gotten done with Brian's lightning round recap,
Yes.
there is so much that happens in episode 7, but there is also so little that happens. Why is early TVD such a big nothing burger of plot points? I feel like I'm holding bread with air in between, and I'm like, this is dinner.
That is what vegans eat, first off. How dare you insult their diets?
No,
Second
it is
of all,
not, Brian. As a vegan, I don't say it.
second of all, I think about this, Vampire Diaries was like just finding its footing. It didn't have like everything. It doesn't have everything that like Legacies has. Like it doesn't have like that supernatural like Bible they can use. So like I think it was kind of like them still figuring out how to do things. So it's kind of like, let's see what happens if we do this. Oops, we don't like that. Let's just chop it in the butt.
See, I would believe you, right? If Legacy no longer did that. But Legacy still does nothing.
It's a brand, and I love that brand.
Their brand is starting and stopping plot points quicker than like
Vampires.
Character consistency doesn't exist in the Vampire Diaries universe. Welcome.
Nope.
It's like the Whose Line of Is It Anyway of supernatural TV shows. Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
The only character that stayed consistent past season 1, and I will say this with a wholehearted answer, is Caroline Forbes.
Okay.
Past season 2, though, because season 1 Caroline's a little bit, but still love her, though. Mwah, she's my babe.
I don't have the fucking blurb, y'all. I ain't done my fucking job. 1 second.
I'm typing. She's hacking the mainframe.
I'm in.
Okay, but first off, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to pull up Vampire Diaries on Netflix and just watch it on mute.
The blurb for season 1, episode 7 is Stefan tries to help Vickie when her behavior becomes increasingly dangerous. Bonnie's abilities surprise Damon, and Matt tries to cheer Vickie up by taking her to the high school's haunted house. There are many problems I have with this. Number 1.
Is that the actual Netflix description?
Yeah, the Netflix descriptions are always gold. They're like so out of the park.
Because I'm reading like the official one from the CW, like on the wiki right now, and it kind of sounds like that, but they cut out like Elena tries to convince Jeremy to stay away from Vickie. Caroline gives Bonnie a necklace. But that's a great plot point, by the way. Necklace giving, like, yeah. Bonnie discusses like things with Grams. Like Grams is great. Like, give us more Grams.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's just start at the beginning. Stefan tries to help Vickie when her behavior becomes increasingly dangerous. Vickie is effectively a crackhead, but now she's a vampire.
Yep.
On crack.
On crack.
Honestly, best way to talk about an addiction storyline. I'm here for it.
Honestly, though.
But I mean, it kind of started out the whole thing like when you're a vampire, things are heightened. So it kind of.
Yeah, it does give that important point, like, kind of, it does, like, frame it for us in that way, which is nice. Also, Vickie says what might be the best line in the entire series is, why do I have to pee? I thought I was dead.
Oh my god, I totally highlighted that line as well, B.
Hey, why does Vickie have to pee? She is dead!
Okay, here's what I think vampires are in the Vampire Diaries universe. They are still alive, quote unquote. But, like, they still have, like, all the normal human bodily functions, just minus a few
like blood
things.
Pumping blood?
Yeah.
They can pump. They are pumping a lot of. Okay, but, like, to be fair, though, we haven't gotten to desiccation yet, so okay. There's a lot with vampires in this thing. I don't know if I need, like, a TED Talk for this.
But here's the thing. Stefan gives her a crash course about coffee because he's like, yeah, it warms up our veins because we don't have blood going through them. Why does Vickie pee? Why does she need to go? Is that why she says false alarm? Does she forget that she's dead until she goes to the bathroom and she's like, oh, wait.
Because here's the thing. If she doesn't have, like, blood, like, heating her up or whatever in her veins, right? Then that means there's no need to pee because pee is, like, filtered, like, stuff that is being filtered out from your blood as well.
Oh, God. Why is biology awful?
And why are we talking about biology on a supernatural TV show?
Wait, can we talk about how I thought Vickie was going to kill Tyler and I was about to be like, yes, girl power, but then she didn't.
Oh, honey, Tyler won't die until he loses his abs. Anyway, we're
That
not there
sounds
yet. We're not there yet.
incorrect.
Shh, spoiler.
Spoiler alert for this
Spoilers
show
at the
that
end of this episode.
yeah, spoiler alert for the show that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It's like Star Wars. You can't know that Luke's dad is Darth Vader. Oh, shit.
Wait, what the fuck?
What?
Hey, what the fuck? I haven't caught up on Star Wars yet. What the fuck?
It's only been 40 years. Like, God. Next, I'm going to tell you that it was that Rosebud was a sled. Like, oh.
Oh no. Okay, Rosebud being a sled was the dumbest fucking thing. I can't believe I watched that entire goddamn fucking movie just for the end of that 3 hours for Rosebud to be the fucking sled. Are you fucking kidding me? You want me to watch
Did you
all
not
of
enjoy
that?
the movie?
Okay.
Because I enjoyed the movie.
Okay, so I have never
That
seen that
was
movie.
bad. The movie's bad. Save yourself.
I've never
Save
seen that
3
movie.
hours. Don't watch it.
Well, I liked it. I personally liked it as
I
a
too
study
like
in
the
like
movie Rosebud,
and like
the sled.
that's not the
Oh,
movie.
okay.
I love Airbud? Wait, what?
Yeah, Airbud. Okay, anyway.
All right, quick opinion. Okay, you know what? My opinion on that movie doesn't really matter. I just thought it was like very well. It was very good for someone who was just trying to be a film major and like understanding the theory in film. So
It's a bad movie. Anyway,
Back to the Vampire Diaries on an unrelated note.
Mrs. Mayer has a whole like gender crisis over the vampire thing because she keeps calling them it, and then she's like, "Is it a he? Is it a she?" She like has a whole gender crisis, which like, okay, God bless your heart, I guess. We're still reeling from every other thing that happens in TVD, but I love that she gives a shit about the vampire's gender for one moment. Thank you, Miss Mayer.
I really like how this episode they decided to have Halloween because you know everything in this town is already very like obviously supernatural, but very like, oh, someone just died like the other day, like that's normal. So the fact that now it's like, oh, it's Halloween and then all this stuff is building up, I like that decision. Very good decision.
Yeah, I think this was kind of like an episode before they took a break. I think, was there a break between this?
I don't know,
No.
Brian, you're on the TVD wiki.
There was not. I legitimately thought there was. Oh, there was after something else, but that not this. Oh yeah, and it aired much earlier than October too. So ooh, that's weird.
When did this episode air?
October 29th, 2009.
That's not too early.
That's Halloween.
Okay,
Yeah,
but the Vampire Diaries
Halloween
started
time.
airing September 10th, 2009, when all CW shows now air in October.
Yeah, but they knew that.
Yeah.
I give them a pass for this one. They planned this out pretty well. They nailed it pretty much on Halloween.
Yeah, I'm like, this year when they decided to air a quote unquote Christmas episode, like several weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why
It's
not?
November. Who cares? Can we talk about the fact that this high school has a haunted house where all of the high schoolers are dressed like in slutty, in like slutty Halloween costumes, and it's at the school.
First off, Halloween is the one day a year where a girl can dress up like a slut and not be judged for it.
Listen, I get that there's a Mean Girls reference and that happens in high school, but that doesn't actually happen in high school, okay? That's college, not high school.
Listen, this is Mystic Falls.
They are in the school, and not Brian.
What am I doing there?
Tyler is just walking around like the world's dumbest muscle wizard, wearing a cape and nothing else, and that's just it.
We thank him for that, and we thank him for his service.
Thank you for your service, brave soldier.
Yeah, before they have that, Elena confronts Vickie and it's like, stay away from my brother. And then Vickie just goes up and like chokes her and it's like, you can't tell me what to do. So I just wanted to bring that point up to say Vickie is very scary as a vampire. And
oh God, yeah.
Wow. Certain things had to be done in that episode for good reasons. And also
Vickie, yeah, continue, sorry.
Also, I feel like Vickie's just really like, I'm not trying to, I'm just going to say it. She's really dumb. Because because Stefan literally tells her it's not good for you to be out. No, actually, also Stefan is an idiot, but I'll talk about that later. But he tells her like it's not good to be out. Like you need to like wait. Does he tell her that all of her emotions become like just hunger or something like that, or does he tell Elena that?
Kind of both, I think. He
Okay.
tells Vickie that all of her emotions are going to be super heightened, and then he tells Elena that like everything kind of blends together into one emotion, which
Yeah,
is
I don't know.
hunger.
Vickie's just dumb. Literally, everyone's telling you stay away from the people that you love. You're gonna hurt them, and Vickie's like, "Oh, I don't have to listen to you. I can do whatever. The rules don't apply to me." And Vickie, the rules do apply to you. That's why what happened happened.
Vickie, I'm here to
I
tell
also
you
think,
the rules are there for a reason, honey.
but I also think the reason that Vickie is very much like this is because she's a sad person and all she really has is Matt now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like she doesn't want to lose her brother. So that's kind of, and Jeremy, which is, that's a whole other story. Jeremy, my
Uh-huh.
baby, you will deserve better and you probably don't get better. Yes, you do. I lied. You do get better. You just don't get any better after that. Anyway, but like, it's just Vickie was she was a good character. Like I loved her character. She was like that girl who wanted redemption to be not to be known as her stereotype, the druggy slut girl. And that's all people knew her for. So that's kind of like what she's like, great, I'm just going to be that.
I really enjoyed Vickie's
She's
character. I wish she was here for longer. She should have stayed for longer.
wait, she died?
Wait, Vickie dies? Brian
I was
just
watching
spent
the
that
wrong
We
entire
all watched the same episode.
Brian just spent that entire thing talking about her in the past
And then
tense.
act like I
He's
can't
like,
say.
oh, but she died?
I for 10 years, Vickie has been in the show at whopping, hold on, 1, 2,
Like 7 episodes?
hold on, I'm actually going to look this up. But
I will say that she was one of the funnier characters, and I really enjoyed her every time she was
yeah,
on screen because she would say something really angsty that would make me laugh a little. So
17
I'm gonna
episodes.
really miss her not being in the show anymore because she was kind of the light of every episode she was in.
Yeah, Vickie was a lot of fun. She
And
just
now
like,
everyone's just all serious and brooding, but not in like a fun way.
yeah, because she was kind of like that, like, hey, I'm gonna have some fun. Like she was there for Jeremy and like when after his parents died and everything like that. So that's kind of like she was like a character to like she was like a person to like a lot of people. So like losing her was kind of like a big thing. Deal. I don't know how to
Big
say
deal.
that. Big deal
Hey,
thing, yes.
should we talk about, okay, we're all skipping to it already because that's like the only good thing that happens in this episode.
Yes.
Jeremy, Elena, Matt, and Vickie all converge at a haunted house in their high school.
Really quick before that, when
Yeah.
Vickie escapes
So.
and like goes to her house to see Matt. That's what I was gonna say when Stefan was really being an idiot because he allowed Vickie and Damon to go outside acting as if nothing bad was gonna happen. Like, come on, Stefan.
Yeah, hey, what the fuck? He just like
Have
let her
some brain
run.
cells.
He's like, I try it.
Have
Bye.
a little bit of brain cells and think. Why would Damon be bringing her outside? Come on.
Vickie went yeet.
She really did. She just yeeted her way out of there.
Is there a menorah in the Salvatore house? Sorry, I'm just actually like watching the episode right now and it looks like there was just a menorah and I'm like, this is a Halloween episode. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, continue.
Also, okay. Hey, here's the other core question I have before we get to the good part at the haunted house. How do Matt and Vickie stay in this very nice house in Mystic Falls if their mom isn't there and objectively isn't making payments? How does that work? Vickie works part-time at a grill and also just had to get hospitalized for an animal attack? Hey, I don't know much about finances. I'm pretty bad at math, but like that doesn't add up, bitch. That doesn't make dollars or cents. This fucking haunted house at a high school. Okay. Bonnie goes as a witch because that's funny and ironic.
Yeah,
Caroline goes as a question mark?
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm looking it up.
What does Caroline go as?
Hold on. I'm scrolling through the episode. And ultimately she's a witch.
Really?
Is Caroline a witch too?
With a spider in it. No, shh. Caroline's human.
I mean, shut up, Brian. For Halloween, is she a witch?
She is a witch, yes, for Halloween.
Okay.
And Tyler's mom is drunk.
Yeah.
Tyler's mom is always drunk.
Yeah, but Tyler and Damon's like scene though, that was cool. Cause like,
what did they do?
yes, Carol Lockwood. Yeah, they had a scene. She was flirting with him, and he was flirting
Oh
back
yeah,
to get the information
I
about
think
her
I put in
vein.
my notes, this woman's gonna die because she's cheating on her husband.
It doesn't happen for like 5 more seasons. It's fine. And I also,
something else happens. But...
I mean, yeah, we know. I mean, I know. And you know.
Yeah. Season 1 finale, wait for that one.
The other question I have here. Matt Donovan is a male nurse. Elena is a doctor. Is Matt Donovan a power bottom or just a bottom? And does this make Elena Gilbert a top? I have questions.
Okay, first off, excuse me.
I have questions. The costumes. Oh God, Brian just. Oh fuck you, Brian.
Uh-oh, I'm losing connection.
Did he just?
Just fucking. I swear to fucking God, if his thing just. God damn it.
Okay, I just lost connection for like 30 seconds of all of that. Oop. And I think I lost more. Uh-oh. So where were we?
Where were we? Good fucking question, Brian.
So for that weird like little like gap, my internet decided to shit the bed so hard. So
it just said no.
It literally did. It heard you talking about Matt Donovan being a bottom, and then it just shut out. My internet was not ready for that conversation. Anyway,
your internet died harder than Vickie Donovan.
For our listeners, what just happened is that Brian just like popped out of the thing that we're using to record the audio, and we did not know if his audio was safe.
We just had the most stressful minute and a half.
Thank God
worst 90 seconds.
Because it would have been just the two of them talking with like, yeah, Brian, that's a great point, and then me just silent.
Bold of you to assume you've made a great point thus far. Let's continue.
How dare you? Anyway. Where were we?
Vickie tries to make out with Jeremy, and then she gets like a little too into it, draws some blood, and starts having the most vampire-ass breakdown of all time. Because, like, yeah, man.
Why not? Vickie Donovan deserved...
She did not
a breakdown.
She deserved a breakdown.
She really did deserve a breakdown.
To try to take all of Jeremy's blood out of his body via his leg.
Also true points.
Jeremy did the best that he could.
He really did, actually.
Jeremy didn't know. He was scared. He thought Vickie was getting kinky, and Vickie was getting...
It was more than kinky. It was more like deathly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, those are the good deathlies. Anyway.
The good deathlies?
Are there good versions of that?
Yes.
I need you to list me some examples.
Please come back to me in 3 to 5 business days with an answer. Anyway, but like I really loved like this entire like sequence, like Elena running through the halls trying to find Jeremy. Everyone's a vampire, and it's like, oh, it's funny because everyone's a vampire. Ha, ha, ha. And then meanwhile, Jeremy's getting his ass beat by fucking Vickie Donovan.
And then at one point, Elena does what I think we will lovingly call a vibe check on her, and just smacks Vickie in the face with a piece of plywood. And it's very like, you remember that one video game episode of Legacies where Lizzie just kind of like whacks Hope in the head with a tree branch? It's that same kind of vibe check, honestly.
No. Unbeknownst to everyone, that was a reference to 107 of season 1 of Vampire Diaries.
Well, let's not be that kind to it.
I am into that. Anyway, but like Elena fighting back, like that was really cool and awesome because it's like she doesn't need the Salvatore brothers. She can do this on her own.
She can't because
she can do it on her own in a sexy doctor costume.
Exactly.
Because she's a human and then ends up getting bitten and almost dying.
And then Stefan does the most heroic and most tragic thing ever and kills Vickie Donovan with a giant piece of wood right through her heart.
Wait, was it the same piece of wood that Elena smacked her with? Because
I don't think so. There were multiple pieces of wood.
Yeah.
There was like, did you see it? They were like outside some sort of like shop or whatever, and there was just a huge garbage can full of wood.
Bus yard.
Yeah, there was just a lot of wood lying around, you know, just casually, as there is.
They were basically just in a bus yard that was just kind of like
Is it an abandoned
Bussy?
bus yard? Because that's more spooky.
I mean, there was nobody there, if that's what you mean by abandoned.
yeah, it's kind of like there. So Jeremy and Elena. No, no.
Oh, no, no, no.
No. Jeremy and Vickie. Cut that, because incest is wrong, kids. Except if you're in Game of Thrones. Anyway, yeah, it was just so they could go hide from like Elena, Stefan, and Matt being like the annoying babysitters that they are, and like they could be like horny teenagers, like yay, and it really bit them in the back. But like
or the lip.
Yeah, but it was but it was also really, 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 really sad because Jeremy had to watch one of the loves of his life die right in front of him.
In a bus yard.
In a bus yard, in a sexy vampire costume.
Oh man, all that potential.
And then, like, not even like, it's been like months, but like not even like a year after like the death of his parents, and he's like this emo sad kid.
Here's the thing. Here's the question I have. Here's the big question. When Jeremy's trying to justify to Elena why he wants to go see Vickie, he keeps referencing how since his parents had died, Vickie has been like the only like thing that had made him happy. I don't believe that. Here's my take on it.
Did you see the kind of drugs that Vickie gave him?
I'm saying it was the drugs. It was not Vickie. It was definitely 100% those drugs that were making him happy.
And the drugs and rock and roll.
And that's why he associated it with Vickie because she's the one who gave it to him. But it was the drugs.
Yeah, she did.
And I just want to make that clarification.
Okay, but like shortly after Vickie like was stabbed, the shriveling up thing, that's the first time we've ever seen that on the show. I legitimately thought that vampires just shriveled up into a skeleton. but it turns out they just turn gray and get veiny, and that's about it. But that's still cool, I guess, in a way.
Is it though, Brian? Is it cool? Because I don't think it is.
Yes, it is very cool. But I will admit, like, when Damon comes to, like, deal with the body and everything like that, Elena, like, blaming him and, like, I think she does slap him at one point.
Yeah,
but
she does.
Yeah.
But then he blocks the second one or something like that. And I like that because he was like, I could kill you, but I'm not. Because I'm a good person, Elena. And
he's not a good person.
Yes,
he's not.
Damon Salvatore is the baby. Anyway.
What?
No.
Correct.
No.
Hey
guys, welcome to Brian's first and last episode of Afterbite. So sad he had to come and we've loved and lost him, except we haven't really loved him. We really just lost him. Anyway.
Here's the actual truth of the matter. Just because Damon didn't kill Elena right there and then does not make him a good person. Because all the shit he's pulled up until this episode, that does not outweigh. You saving one person does not take away from all the lives you killed.
He has saved so many lives.
This is season 1, Bri.
Those campers
this
in
is season 1
could have been mass murderers and we didn't know it.
I don't think that's how that works. I don't think you could kill someone before they've done something, Brian.
They could have been,
I think that's the point of Dexter, isn't it?
What?
He kills other killers? That's just the point of Dexter.
I thought that was a spin-off of Dexter's Laboratory.
No. Honey, that's a show about a serial killer who kills other serial killers.
And he has a science and a sister where he says, Didi, gata to my laboratory. I hate myself. I've been up since 5 a.m. this morning. This is not good.
Okay.
Anyway, so continuing on, Elena has to lie to Matt, and that sucks. Because...
Okay, there's actually a lot... There's one thing that happens, I think, in between Vickie's unfortunate demise and now that we have to talk about. And that is that Bonnie Bennett's necklace vibe checks Damon Salvatore.
Oh. Yes, I love that.
We get the beginning of one of my favorite and least favorite long-running TVD tropes, which is just slap a Bennett witch on it. Hey guys, need a mystical explanation for something? Bennett Witch. Hey guys, need a loophole for something? Bennett Witch. You want a Bennett Witch? You got a Bennett Witch. There was a Bennett Witch there at some point in history. Everybody gets a Bennett Witch.
Yes.
Hi, Oprah. Welcome to the Vampire Diaries. You're only giving out Bennett Witches. Anyway,
and wait until the series finale. Ooh.
Everything needs a Bennett Witch, apparently.
It's amazing how everything needs a Bennett Witch, but there's only one Bennett Witch
Family.
But excuse me, there is not just one Bennett. There's two. There is Sheila Grams.
Grams is cool. I like her
Grams
a lot.
You're right. Grams is also there.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to point out is they don't have enough people of color on their cast.
Oh God, no!
It's only just the Bennett family.
Yeah.
That was
God, no! Vampire Diaries was at the start. Vampire Diaries was not very good with
anything.
All of that. And
the Vampire Diaries universe is not very good.
I will admit, like, it was not good. But I will admit, Julie did admit later on, like, she admitted she didn't do it right.
I'm glad Julie's admitting that. Can she fix it now?
Yeah, I think she's. Yeah, because she's
some actions?
She's currently running a show still. Fix it now.
When you think about it, this is really breaking the fourth wall because the Kool-Aid Man does literally break down a wall. And this is me going, oh yeah, as I kick down the fourth wall of our podcast. Is that good? Should I do it again?
That was very good.
Okay. Hi, folks. Welcome to the Kool-Aid Man Power Hour in the middle of the Afterbite podcast, where we tell you about this cool giveaway that we're running.
We are doing the giveaway on our Twitter account at Afterbite Pod. And basically, you have to like or retweet our pinned tweet, and then a way to enter is to leave a review on iTunes.
Yeah, so there are two ways to enter this giveaway. Liking and retweeting our pinned tweet, like we said, and also leaving us a review on iTunes and replying to us with a screenshot of your review.
Yes.
Seriously, 5-star reviews do help us out a lot.
Yes. You don't understand it, but it really does. It's like very crucial for Apple Podcasts. So we would really appreciate if you're listening to this for you to go leave a review if you have an Apple account.
Seriously, go do it. It helps a bunch. This giveaway is going to be running for 2 weeks until the 17th of January. So we're ringing in the new year by giving y'all some stickers.
Yeah, it has a little logo on it, and it's really cute. I have to say that because I made the design. But
legally, you are required to. Otherwise, the stickers can murder you in your sleep.
Exactly. But I honestly really like the stickers. I think they're really nice. Nice to put on your laptop or your water bottle, you know?
Ooh, yeah. I sounded like the Kool-Aid Man again. I didn't mean to, but I did. Welcome to our Kool-Aid Man Power Hour. I'm B, and I'm going to go kick down the fourth wall of another podcast now. Just you wait, folks. I'm lurking in the corners. Anyway, shall we go back to, like, the actual episode?
Yeah, let's get back in there. I don't know what we're talking about right now, but I know it's probably very funny, so you should keep listening.
Oh, you're really setting it up for failure now, aren't you, Jordan? Because if they come in and it's just an absolute stinker, it's just an absolute stinker, they're going to be real upset, huh?
You're the one who's placing this in the episode, so you have control over whether or not I sound like a genius or an absolute fool. Please do not make me sound like a fool.
I'm going to make you sound like a fool.
Oh, God.
Damon Salvatore's smirk in this episode is fucking insufferable. He ain't done shit. He just made a vampire, let her loose in the world, and was like, my bad. Yeah, it is your bad. Dick nuts? It's your fucking bad.
I kind of feel like I'm like at the kid at the dinner table, just like sitting in the middle of the table watching like their parents argue, and like you want to like ask for the potatoes between their impending divorce, but like you just don't want to say anything because that could be the moment where you have, instead of one Christmas, you have 2 Christmases, but that probably is not a bad thing. I'm kidding. I didn't have that conversation because my dad died when I was 10. Anyway.
Oh, my God, what?
My parents got divorced.
We both lost someone at 10, and I think that's the thing that bonds us together.
Anyway, so Bonnie Bennett has ancestors. Yes, and that is great. And they are all played by Bianca Lawson, I think.
Oh, I love her.
Is that really the one lady?
No, I'm joking. It's not just one person.
Okay, I was
Emily-
like, I swear to God.
No, but Emily Bennett was played by like the legitimately immortal.
She's
I think it was Bianca Lawson.
She is immortal. She doesn't age, and you know that's just black people.
Bianca
in general.
Lawson.
Black people don't crack, you know.
Honestly, yeah.
She was I loved Emily Bennett. So it's kind of cool that we got to see. Did we get to see her in the last episode? We didn't get to see her in the last episode.
We got to see a little bit of her in Lost Girls.
But like, it was a different actress.
Because she was the only black person there that wasn't directly displayed as a slave. So
the 1860s were a great time, folks.
No, they weren't, Brian. Anyway.
Segregation. No, I'm not going to say that.
Brian, stop talking. Brian, stop talking. Yeah.
Yes, Damon Salvatore is the best character in this entire show.
No,
Thank you.
Not that at all. When they're outside and Elena's like discussing how she wants Matt's memories to be erased, and then Damon goes inside and do it for her. No, yeah, sorry, Jeremy's memories to be erased, and Damon goes inside and does it for her. And then she's talking outside to Stefan, and she says to Stefan, "I want to forget meeting you." I just think that's like such a savage move. Like, imagine going up to someone and being like, "Hey, I don't like knowing you. You've only brought pain into my life, and I want to forget knowing you." Imagine going up and saying that to someone like that. That's a good line.
If I could forget your existence, I would.
Exactly.
I honestly, that scene like between them was great because it's like Elena like really for the first time was like, I'm done with this. Like now that it's involved Jeremy, like I'm out. Like this is done.
Mm-hmm.
Like she almost lost the one thing that was keeping her together. More on that later. But like it's just it came time to just do that. It just came to the point where Elena was like, I'm done with you. Like nothing's gonna happen anymore. Mm-hmm. I'm done with being involved with vampires. I'll keep your secret. I'll do all of that, but I'm not gonna be involved in this anymore. Mm-hmm. And I'm not.
Elena is so dramatic about altering memories, even this early on. She's just like, actually, do it. Go fucking wild inside of my brother's brain. That's fine.
There's a fan fiction in there somewhere.
Stop.
What?
Stop.
I will find it.
Stop. And if Brian will find it, he'll write it.
How do you know that?
She just kind of is like, actually alter his entire brain and being. Like, hey, Elena, you're not a fucking doctor, dude. You're not.
Not yet.
Well, here's my question. How does she know Jeremy won't deal with, like, the death of her as the same thing as her, like, moving away?
Because I think her moving away, Jeremy would probably realize, like, okay, there's something seriously wrong with Vickie. She's going to get help. But if he knew that Vickie was dead, that would have destroyed him any more than he already is.
But wouldn't her moving away without him also destroy him? Because she literally was like, come with me. And then he was like, yeah, I'm ready to leave this town with you. Like, that's some strange commitment for someone you've had like a
Also, he's 15. Hey guys, he's supposed to be 15 years old.
And he
doesn't have a driver's license yet.
You don't know the Mystic Fall laws. They're in their own country.
This town is upside fucking down. I would believe it.
Yep. I'm also just reading like a really fun like behind the scenes thing like about this episode. I don't know how I found this, but it says in the original script, Jeremy was supposed to kill Vickie. He was supposed to be forced between saving the love of his life or saving Elena. And in the end, he chose Elena. That would have been awesome.
cool.
But and then they said they reshot the death scene and it was Stefan that killed her. But I'm like, that would have been.
No, I think that would.
And it would have
That would have
explained.
been way better.
It would have been way better explaining, like, you don't remember Vickie right now. Vickie gone bye-bye. Vickie gone to rehab.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rehab
go
in
rehab.
air quotes.
Did this
Vickie went
episode
to
end
rehab in heaven.
weirdly, or like, was there a cliffhanger in this episode? I feel like there was. Or was it just like Elena being sad?
I think it was just Elena being sad because that's how most of these episodes
that's a fun
fucking
episode ending.
Another thing, I don't think we're keeping up to track, like, keeping our death tally.
Yeah, we need to get better about that.
Yeah, but this is adding one to the death tally that we've already had.
This is the first main character because Kayla, however you say her last name, Kayla Ewell, something like that, was in the main cast at this point. Like, she was like had a contract and everything, and like in the episode, like in the press releases, she was still being listed as the main character. So like when episode 7 rolled around, they killed her off. Everyone, like the media, like everyone, even the cast was like, oh shit, none of us are safe. Like, we could all be killed at any moment.
Welcome to Julie Plec's Funhouse.
Julie Plec and Kevin Williams said, none of you are safe right now. Like, this.
Isn't that fun being on a show where your like job could just be gone because one of the writers decided to kill you?
Welcome to show business, baby.
Welcome to showbiz. Haha.
Hot off the ticker tape, you're dead.
Fresh out the presses, you are being killed by Damon Salvatore. Haha. But anyway, should we rate the episode? Because I kind of feel like that's basically everything that we.
Yeah, that's like all that Jordan. Yeah. That's all that we had in our show notes. I mean, there's like again.
Oh, I have one more note. This was the end of the unofficial Vickie chapter. God,
don't start with the chapters.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
It's the end of the Vickie chapters. Also, Jenna did not appear in this episode. The amulet burns Damon. I'm just reading trivia. The antagonists were Vickie and Damon.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
In case you didn't realize.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah,
for those who don't know the chapters thing that we're talking about, and I don't think anybody does, because I don't have that audio.
I love that.
There is, on the TVD wiki, they have seasons of the Vampire Diaries split up into, air quotes, chapters, which
are just arcs.
Is stupid, because it's just, like, the A plot. That's just the overarching plot, y'all. But I get it's, like, the Vickie arc. Sure. Like, okay, so maybe somebody said it once in, like, an interview that they're like, oh, yeah, this chapter is all about blank. That's dumb as shit, y'all. That's dumb as fuck.
Julie Plec said it in an interview once. That's probably where they got it from.
Julie Plec says a lot of stuff, and...
Julie Plec also promised me $1 million, so Julie Plec, if you're listening to this, hi.
Julie Plec, you owe me $15, and I aim to collect.
Do you think Julie Plec actually listens to this podcast?
If she does, Julie, I love you. Please don't kill me off.
If she is listening, Julie, you've already heard my criticism. Fix it.
She's gonna knock on my house here in Florida, and she's gonna kill me off.
Julie Plec is gonna vibe check you.
She's gonna throw me into Malibor.
If anyone sees anything happen to me, first suspect, Julie Plec. Remember that.
Listen, if I die, that's on me. Julie Plec caught me slipping. If I die, that's I.
I was drinking. Why would you say that?
If I die,
all right, let's
point fingers at Julie Plec, because I am trashing her show.
No, we all are, but I love the show.
Anyway, here's the thing. It's not that I don't love the show. No, it is.
It's bad.
I don't hate the show, but it could be better.
Yeah, I will agree with that. There are moments. I will agree. Anyway, should we rate the episode?
No, we do that at the end, Brian.
Oh, the end? I don't know.
It's like you haven't even listened to this podcast, Brian.
I'm being paid for this right now.
No, you're not. Don't lie to the audience.
Yes. Zencaster is sponsoring this. This episode is sponsored by
God, I wish I would.
It's not sponsored by me,
We
Andes.
can actually we could get sponsorships on this podcast if we wanted to.
Sponsored by Vampire Blood.
Sponsored by Malivore, which is where I'm throwing Brian after this episode. He's gone, folks.
Okay, but they won't remember me. They'll just be like, there's a missing hole in my heart where no context TVD used to be.
No, the thing is, they'll remember no context TVD, but not you. So
they'll be like, why?
So they'll be like, oh, that account was really good. Why did it stop posting?
Oh, that thing was not really good. Let's get real here. Anyway, episode 8.
162 candles.
I love this episode.
Here's the blurb. Stefan gets a supply. Allow me to restart, shall I?
Uh-huh.
Next up, we're going to talk about episode 8, 162 candles. The blurb is that Stefan gets a surprise birthday visit from old friend Lexi. Caroline tries to get Damon's medallion back from Bonnie. That's it. Those are the only 2 plot points that Netflix decided was important about this episode.
And I'm literally on the wiki right now, and it's like a novel about.
Here's the thing. I feel like, let me look. Honestly, I feel like that's honestly one of the best summaries that Netflix has done so far.
So far, yeah, actually. This is 2 solid things that happened.
It's enough to get your attention. Like an old friend returns, and Caroline tries to.
It's like enough to get your attention, but it doesn't tell you everything that happens in the episode, and it's not the last 5 seconds of the episode. So, I give it a good rating.
Okay, but it's kind of nice because this is kind of like the start of like. After everything that happened in the first half of the season, like this is kind of like the start of the second half. So it was really kind of cool because it was like the start of like the Founders Council becoming a threat now, and like Damon kind of taking the back burner as a threat, but still kind of being the threat.
Is Damon
slightly?
Is Damon ever not the threat?
Not really.
So maybe. We'll find out eventually when I look at the things. Oh nope, he's an antagonist in this episode.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I mean,
he's always an antagonist.
So what I'm saying is it doesn't feel like there's been an episode where he hasn't been the antagonist. So does he get better? And from what I've heard from you, he does.
The one episode I will say I know for sure he was never the antagonist of was episode 420. Of season 4, episode 20. The originals, because he only appeared in it for a total of 5 minutes.
If this character cannot go more than 5 minutes without being an antagonist, maybe they're just an antagonist overall, folks.
Uh-huh.
I know, shocking.
Also, Lexi. We have to talk about Lexi.
Let us talk about Lexi.
But not Mystic Nola. What's her fucking thing? Whatever her name is.
No, it's like Mystic Nola or whatever.
Mystic Nola, whatever she is. Lexi, great. Love your account. Love you too. You're probably listening to this. But Lexi, Brayson, I think is her last name. Branson. Lexi Branson. I am smart and don't know how to remember that. But she was so cool because it's like we got to see the fun vampire side of Stefan, because so far we've only seen him as the brooding, like, I could hurt you, Elena, like, but I don't want to hurt you, I love you, like, let's kiss, oh no, my brother's evil, like, that's a great summary of the first half of the season anyway.
No, that's just the Vampire Diaries overall. Let's kiss, oh no, my brother's evil.
Oh no, you're in love with my brother, oh god.
God, this is really unfortunate.
And then but like how they talked about like hanging out with Bon Jovi and like compelling him to forget, and then they're like, but we can make him remember us, and I was like, that's kind of cool. Like that the vampires can like hang out with celebrities, make them forget, and then be like, you want to remember us? Let's do this.
Yeah, I really like Lexi. She was very much like a fun, like, she was kind of like a counterbalance to Damon. Because while, like, I guess in this scenario, like, in their, like, pairing with one another, Damon is, like, supposed to be the more fun but, like, reckless vampire who doesn't really care about anything. While, like, Stefan is the more, like, serious, I need to, like, make sure I'm doing everything right, I don't want to hurt anybody vampire. So I think with Lexi, it was, like, really cool to see her, because she was, like, the kind of, like, opposite to Damon, where she was like fun, but not like in a I want to hurt people way.
Yeah, and honestly,
Go ahead, Brian.
I don't, honestly, Lexi was just, she was fun. She was kind of like the opposite of Stefan. Or like,
Yeah, she's kind of like the opposite of both of them in a way.
yeah, she had, the vampire side of her was Damon, but like everything else about her was Stefan. And that's why she could literally call out Damon on his bullshit, and she could call out Stefan on his bullshit. She was like their weird middle sister that neither of them wanted, and I just realized how awkward that is to say considering a future plot point in a future season. Anyway, but it's just Lexi. She was great. She was great. I loved her.
Let's go back. I want to talk about something at the very beginning of this episode, the very top of the episode. Before we even get introduced to Lexi, we see another one of those TVD horror moments where Stefan is alone in a house, creepy shit's happening around him, there's like laughter far off in the distance, and I just really like this scene because it's the first time we kind of see one of the boys in a horror movie, so it kind of feels a little bit, it feels nice, right? That it's not Caroline who's about to get caught out by an evil weird raven again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also highlights some of the really fucking weird architecture in the Salvatore house. Like, what's the deal with that weird open hallway that's like right like above the main room? Honestly, I just have no idea what the fuck is going on with that.
Is there like a what's it called? What is it? Those things that architecture she used to like build?
Two-door.
No, not what I'm talking about. Blueprint. That's what I'm thinking of.
Brian just heard architecture and was like, I know one architecture word.
Tudor.
I was wondering if there was like a blueprint of the Salvatore house. Like, did fans make that?
Because what they did is the Salvatore house is a confusing mess. Because I just built the Salvatore boarding school in The Sims, and literally it does not make sense how this thing is laid out.
Nothing of this house makes fucking sense.
Because in season 1 they didn't have a set yet for the house. They used the actual house. So like the actual house, like the only set I think was like Stefan's bedroom, and that was really about it. Like they didn't have Damon's bedroom, they didn't have anything. They had they used that main hallway, and that was like a historical house, and they used that I think up until like season 4 or season 3 or something, because then they tore it down. Cool. Lord knows why.
Right.
Once you get introduced to Lexi,
yes,
it's fun because she's lovely. She also calls Damon a little bitch.
So I love her for that.
We stand.
Lexi standing up to Damon and saying, "I'm older than you. I can hurt you." Wow, magnificent. Love that.
That's my favorite thing about vampires is that the older they are, the stronger they are. And Damon's always like, I'm older and stronger. And then like an older, stronger vampire comes up and is like, bet. Lexi's great. Stefan's birthday. He's 162. He's an old bitch.
He's an old motherfucker.
I thought he was 106.
He's an old... No, 162. Because the episode's called 162 Candles.
We knew that already.
Yeah. Because Stefan Salvatore was, let's do the math here.
Born in like 1846 or some shit.
Yeah, let's go there and let's double check and see how old Stefan Salvatore is. Stefan Salvatore was born November 1st, 1846.
Wow!
So technically he is 171 because of all the time jumps and everything after that.
But we don't need to deal with that. We don't. He's 162.
And still kicking, ladies.
And still has that good hair.
The hero hair and that awesome forehead. Anyway, you could play an IMAX movie on that thing.
Okay. How? Why? Someone explain it to me.
Why not? Ooh, a shirtless picture of Stefan. Don't mind if I do. Poor Paul. Paul is a beautiful, awesome man.
Paul's cool.
Paul is great. Anyway, so like this whole episode's kind of like the Elena Stefan drama stuff, the basics.
You know,
she finds Lexi in a towel, which is hilarious because Elena's like, "Oh God, Stefan moved on already."
But also, I think something really important that happens is Bonnie revealing to Elena that she's a witch.
God,
Yes!
yes, let's talk about
That-
that, Jordan.
Oh my god, that scene.
I love
Oh
that
God,
scene.
Brian, you got real loud there, honey.
Sorry, I covered my face in my hands because I'm shy.
Shy over audio.
That was awesome because it was like really like it just solidified Bonnie and Elena's friendship.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
Elena, like Bonnie just being like, "You're my best friend. I can tell you everything and anything. I'm a witch. I know it sounds crazy, but here's a feather."
hey guys, here's this feather.
But like it was a beautiful scene because Elena was genuinely happy after like everything that went down. She's having to cover up Vickie's death, cover up that Stefan and Damon are vampires, that her brother is now compelled and doesn't know what's really going on, that people are being murdered, that Damon's killing people, and that it's just a lot of shit is going down for them. And that's like a one moment of happiness for her. And it's a moment that, oh God, is used against us way too much
I think
yeah.
something that I really enjoyed about the scene is when Bonnie sees Elena's like wallowing in her bed and like won't get up, and then Bonnie's like not even trying to like force her to get up, but like joins her in her bed and like asks her what's going on, what's the problem, like trying to be like a really good friend. I just really love that.
Bonnie Bennett we all need a Bonnie Bennett in our lives.
We really do.
A person that will literally go to death's door for us.
And also, we'll fix all of our problems when the showrunner of our lives, which is us, doesn't want to deal with them. Slap a Bennett witch on it, everybody. Slap a Bennett witch on it. 2K 2009? 2K09.
2K09. 2009.
Also, can we talk about the fact that when Bonnie goes to show Elena this like magic thing, Elena's like, "I'm sad. Can you cheer me up?" And Bonnie's like, just let me rip open this pillow real quick. I got
yeah, that was funny.
She's like, "Okay, trust me."
Rip.
Yeet. Yeah, just yeeted that pillow apart. And Elena's like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Elena's like, "That was my favorite pillow."
Rightfully, like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Like, that was my mom's pillow.
Oh God, that's so dark.
Anyway,
I just took a drink. How could you?
You did that to me earlier. How could you? Anyway, after all that, Elena like goes to visit Damon and everything like that. No, not Damon, Stefan. Oh God, we're not at that point of the show yet.
God,
and
they're
like
just so interchangeable.
And then like Elena just like leaves because she thinks Lexi is like the rebound girl for Stefan. And I just loved Lexi's reaction to meeting Elena. She's like, "Hello, who the hell are you?"
It's like, who the fuck?
And then she goes up and she like confronts Stefan and she's like, "I just met Elena," and she points to the picture of Catherine, and he's like, "Oh, busted." And then like Lexi calls him out on that and everything, and it's fun because like of course Lexi knows everything that went down with Catherine. Like it's Stefan's best friend. So it's kind of funny that he's chasing after the same girl and she's like, no, you're not. But she loves him. I mean, she supports their love. That's what I meant to say.
Brian, you can't give spoilers on this podcast. We're very not.
She literally says like, you guys are good, and yeah. Oh, and also Jeremy's acting normal in this episode. I forgot about that.
Jeremy does his homework for once, which is the most surprising thing any of these teenagers have done.
Jenna and Elena's scene in that.
Wait, I love how they're like, we're all supposed to be wallowing right now. That's our family trait. We're all supposed to be laying around being sad about our life. And then Jeremy's like, "Can you guys stop it for a second? I'm trying to do my homework."
Can you guys shut the fuck up? I'm trying to do homework.
Jenna's ex just like fled town, and Elena has like a boatload of problems. And Jeremy's
like, for everyone like dying. It's like, oh, they like left town without talking to me or anyone, or like
Logan just yeeted himself off the place. He got yeeted off of Earth. He died, and then they're just like trying to cover it up, being like, "Oh, sorry, I'm a newscaster. I know this, but I just left town for no reason ever." Like,
yeah, they're covering up.
Are y'all okay?
I know it's only 2009, so like Google isn't great yet, but still.
Yeah, no, they were not smart yet. And then like I think they went to like Stefan's birthday party at the Grill, which really was like a distraction for Damon to get like the amulet from Bonnie or whatever.
How has nobody protected Caroline yet? They just all forgot everything.
That's literally what I wrote down in my notes.
I am with you here, Jordan. Like,
How
they just,
does
like,
Stefan... No, wait, how
forget
does
about
Stefan,
her.
right? He gives the last of his vervain to Elena, but knows that Damon is still messing with Caroline, knows that there's, like, now this huge pot of vervain, and gives nothing to Caroline for her to protect herself. Because,
I think at this point, Damon's only using Caroline as a pawn to get
yeah,
what he
but the
wants,
thing
as like a
is,
But
he
human
was
still,
smart.
shield.
He would prevent that by giving her vervain.
give the bitch, like, a ring or, like, an anklet or some
Like-
shit that Damon's not gonna just tear off
Like,
of
are
her.
you kidding me?
Give the bitch a
Are you
bracelet.
kidding me?
Yes.
Like, okay, right? Stefan also, though, does use Caroline in a similar way, like giving her, like, the vervain or whatever to poison Damon in a
Let's
roundabout
just
way.
stop using Caroline
Wouldn't-
as an object, huh? Why don't we just stop doing
Yeah, wow, shocking. What a concept. The other thing here is, like, if you know, right, that this is your brother's pawn, why don't you just take it out of
That's what I'm
commission?
saying.
Stop focusing on killing that motherfucker. Just bleed him out, dude.
Be a little smarter, Stefan. First, you let them go out. Vickie and Damon go outside, right? Knowing full well that Damon's up to something, and now you're just letting Caroline walk free without any protection, knowing that Damon uses her as a pawn. You're not thinking at all.
And then I think, okay, and then I also think this is like the first episode where like Caroline really kind of starts. I will admit, had much character to her, but then like we kind of start to see like she realizes that she's not a good person. And she realized like, oh, I've been a crappy friend. Like I have not been
One
good.
of the best lines that she said this episode. What was it?
It's,
I want to be deep. I want to be like the abyss deep.
She's. And then I think she's like, I'm not deep, I'm shallow. And she's like,
I'm
I'm a
shallow.
kiddie pool. I'm a kiddie pool. And she's drunk and she cuddles up to the most unexpecting person ever, Matthew Donovan.
Hey, maybe
The most
Matthew Donovan is a bottom because Caroline's a pretty hardcore top there, so maybe he is.
Yeah, I can see it.
Caroline's very controlling, but like it was the start of their love story, like their very brief love story.
They have, if nothing else, a really good friendship, I think, and I think they work well together, if not as lovers, then as like friends, right? They really do work well together.
What Matt and Caroline brought was really for Matt to kind of show Caroline how to be a better person.
Mm-hmm.
And that really was like Matt brought out the good in Caroline, and that's really what it was.
I mean, I don't know any of this because I have not watched future episodes.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll get into it as
we'll get into it, but it's kind of like it's the start of Caroline really becoming my favorite character in this entire show, next to Bonnie and Elena. That's controversial, I know.
Yeah.
But and then Damon is working with Sheriff Forbes.
Hey, Damon gives her an entire box of vervain. What kind of weird ass hazmat suit do you think he had to wear to harvest all that shit? What kind of weird scuba suit did he wear to like harvest all of that?
He didn't. He compelled someone probably.
Oh.
But then
once they
would do. Well, hey Brian, that's no fun.
Yeah.
I was trying to make a joke here.
No, there's no jokes allowed in recapping the Vampire Diaries.
This has been a comedy podcast all along, Brian.
I thought this was a drama podcast, a murder podcast.
No, this is a comedy podcast, Brian.
This is surprisingly a comedy. I know it's a little hard to hear sometimes, but it is a comedy.
That's what I listed it as on Spotify, so therefore we are a comedy podcast.
Therefore, if you try and kill my jokes one more time, I'm gonna murder you. That's just it.
What?
Welcome to the Vampire Diaries, kids. You're dead. The way that... Okay, so I do love Caroline's character here is that, like, you kind of get a little bit of, like... You get a look behind the curtain here of Caroline. The way that they made you give a shit about her character before this is a little weird because it was kind of like you gave a shit about her because Damon was such a dick to her, but you still, like... You didn't like her because she was mean to everybody else, but she was only mean to everybody else because Damon was being a dick to her. It was kind of like a snake eating its own tail sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But now you're finally like seeing past those few layers and you're like, oh, she's just a kiddie pool, but she wants to be the abyss. I just want to be a kiddie pool. That's just all. I don't want to have depth anymore. I don't want to be a 3D person.
Being a 3D person is hard. It's honestly very exhausting, and if I could be a kiddie pool, I would.
And then, like, kind of things start to go down. Like Damon, abuses like his role as pretending to be human and a founding family member, and like sicks the sheriff on Lexi to kind of
Can I
cover
just
his
say, I
own
saw that
tracks.
I saw
And
that coming like miles away before it happened. It was
I will admit, I did not see that coming when the
to me.
episode
I
first
was
aired.
like,
I was
oh,
like,
I know what's happening already. This is not as clever because I already know what's happening already. So,
I legitimately thought Lexi was going to stick around for a while.
God,
Like,
I wish she would have, because her face is so fucking cute, and I want to pinch her cute little cheeks.
Yeah.
Lexi is great.
She's
But
so
like,
cute.
and then it gets really heartbreaking because like, he has to pretend to make himself look like the hero, and so he kills her right in front of
yeah, I
Stefan.
like.
Yeah.
The reason why I think I saw it
Like-
coming is because I was like, why would Damon leave this girl like with the knowledge that he exists? He wouldn't. He would be trying to kill Lexi because Lexi is more powerful than him, and he wants to he wants to get rid
Yeah.
of her.
Much as Damon is the worst, he's smart at some points.
Unfortunately,
He plays a good chess game.
yeah,
He does.
He
He
still
knows how to
sucks.
play.
yeah.
But he plays a good chess
But
game.
like, I loved how like even Stefan was like, at that point, he's like, my brother's gone. There's no redemption for him. He's like, I have
When
to
Elena
kill
was
him.
trying to convince him not to kill her, to kill him,
Kill
I
him.
was like,
Yeah.
Elena, shut up. Let him kill him.
Just let him.
Let it happen.
But Elena made points.
I don't know. Elena made no points. Shut up, Elena. We're trying to get rid
Elena
of the
made
bad
points.
guy. He has to go somehow. Kill him. Kill him.
Not
I would
yet.
have been okay with it. I think a lot of people would have been okay with this.
One less abuser on my TV screen? Good.
Yep.
Actually, I don't own a TV, but you
Yep.
get the point. I still don't own a TV, guys. Hey, fun fact. Hey, Beast TV Watch, welcome to our new segment where we wonder every week, have I finally gotten my shit together and bought a TV? The answer is no.
I mean, you don't have to have your shit together to buy a TV. You could be basically non-functioning and still buy a TV, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I could. I'm not, but, you know. Anyway, I don't have a TV yet. RIP to my TV dreams.
Rip.
Yep. And then I think the episode basically ends with Stefan and Damon fighting, Stefan giving him one more like
Why does Stefan
warning
do that? Stefan, you could have killed
to
him.
kind of like tell him
No.
like I could have killed you.
Stefan, you should have just done it.
Damon's like, you miss, and Stefan should have been like, ah shit, you right.
Let me kill you
Like,
correctly.
rip.
Okay, but Stefan did do it on purpose.
That is
to
true.
like
He did it to
because
scare him.
in the deep part of Stefan's soul, he still loves his brother and he doesn't want to lose his
but
brother.
here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In past episodes, we've seen that Damon can easily overpower Stefan just because he's drinking human blood and Stefan is not, right? So,
Yeah.
like, this was your one chance where you had some power over him that you could have killed him. Instead, you decided to scare him. Like, I'm sorry, but scaring Damon isn't gonna work because in the past, when you try to warn him and tell him to not mess around, he doesn't care and still does whatever he wants to do. Damon literally doesn't listen to anyone. So what is the point of trying to scare him? You might as well, either you're gonna kill him and get rid of him, or you're gonna keep him around. He's gonna keep doing his same BS over and over again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So the episode doesn't actually end like that,
No,
though. So I'm
no,
like
it doesn't like that.
I'm rechecking. There's still one more
There's
thing.
one more thing. But I do want to mention that Stefan did put Damon into vampire jail, and then he's still like, oh, but he could be saved. Like, this isn't Beyond Scared Straight.
Exactly.
This isn't my dad's favorite prison program. This is the Vampire Diaries. Just cut this bitch loose.
Exactly.
He can't.
Either
I get it.
either you're gonna kill him and be serious about it, or he's gonna somehow escape and do whatever the hell he wants. And that's just the fact of the matter. Like, that's what we've been shown about Damon's character. And there's nothing in my mind telling me, oh, he's gonna change now because Stefan scared him.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of like Stefan has now said like, you lost me. I'm done.
But then he
I'm
still
done trying
doesn't
to fight
just go for it. I don't know.
because
I get
it's
it, but
complicated,
also
brother.
damn, man, disappointing, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a brother thing.
But you
It
know
is.
that if Damon had the chance to kill Stefan in order to one up him or get his thing done, he would do it in a heartbeat. I'm just saying.
I don't think he would have. I don't think Damon
I
would.
think he would.
I think early TVD Damon, you would have thought that he would. There is
No, but after getting to know Damon, and I know that's hard to say.
ouch, hate it.
Getting to know Damon and getting to know as much as everything Damon has done wrong. In the end, he loves his brother, and
does he though?
Yes,
does
he does. He
Spoiler alert! They try and redeem Damon real hard.
Okay, the only redemption points I see in Damon are with Stefan, and that's really about it.
Okay, that's the most logical thing you've said yet, Brian.
Thank you. I tried.
Here's the thing. Currently right now, as a new viewer, I don't think Damon has love for really anyone. I think he's kind of a narcissist.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he does whatever he wants in order to get whatever he wants. So do I, at this point right now, from my me viewing this television show, I don't think he loves his brother. I think he just sees him as another pawn in his big game.
Yeah.
And you will find out what he wants.
And what is that big game?
What does he really want? What's he really after?
What's Damon's end game?
Yeah, that's one thing I am.
Shut up, Brian.
Done. Whatever it takes. I will say, Jordan, next week on the next episode, you will find out a lot of answers as to why Damon is killing people. Not really as to why Damon's killing people.
Damon's doing it because he finds it's fun. That's it. That's his answer.
As to why he's going after Bonnie a lot. Why he's going after this amulet. Why he's kind of doing all of this, and there's more to be done for him to achieve this goal. But it's very interesting because now Bonnie is now stuck in the smack dab in the middle of this, being haunted by her dead ancestor.
Yeah.
Here's my take on Bonnie. I really enjoy every scene that she's in, and I wish we were learning more about her, honestly. I wish we were focusing more on her, because to me, whenever she's on screen, it's kind of more interesting parts of the episode are happening. And then whenever it's everyone else, it's kind of oh, okay, we're rehashing the same kind of storylines over and over again. I see.
Yeah.
It's nice though. Bonnie right now, I will say, is heavily relegated to the last 5 minutes of an episode. That's where we've seen all of her big reveals thus far, except for the one where the amulet burned Damon. It's been in the last 5 minutes of the last 3 or 4 episodes we've watched. And
Bonnie's slowly becoming that there's something up with her and her storyline that's coming.
Yeah.
And it's Bonnie Bennett is the one that you need to fear. And honestly, though,
I'm into it.
I'm into it too.
I don't like that voice, Brian.
Oh, sorry.
I also I'm not a fan of the voice.
But next week, you will get answers. You'll get answers about Bonnie. There's more Bonnie in that episode, I think.
Good. Give me a Bonnie episode.
There's more Bonnie, Caroline, and Elena, them together. Stefan and Damon bonding, which and the first appearance ever of a longtime fan favorite character.
Bonnie Bennett. She's there. There's 2 of her now.
Anyway. Doppelgangers. Anyway, that's a teaser for you listeners who have not watched, because you probably have watched Legacies and you know who this person is.
I mean, who knows if our listeners have watched Legacies.
Hope Michelson.
Hope Michelson. She's here already. It's 2009.
Yep.
It's not like Danielle is an actual child right now.
Yeah, she's actually a baby.
She's not even in utero yet. She's literally
Wait, Danielle's not that young. Me and Danielle are a year apart, so Danielle's 9 years old right now.
Oh God, she is.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so ratings.
Let's do it, folks.
Yay!
Brian,
who start?
Do you want to go first? Go with. We're gonna do just 107 Haunted first. All around the table.
Okay. Oh, that's a fun one.
The podcast table that doesn't exist, but we're all sitting around it, much like King Arthur and his knights.
The Vampire Diaries Roundtable.
It's a
I love it.
metaphorical table.
107. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Brian, I will say you haven't gotten very low on any of these episodes. The lowest ranking you've given us thus far is 6.5.
There isn't really a low episode. There is, I think, a low episode coming up that I think I don't really like. That I kind of was like, oh, do we really have to do this? But I like this episode. It was fun. Like, it was Halloween-y. It was more drama. And then Vickie's death, which was kind of like the whole...
Yeah.
Like, whoa, baby. Like, that was... Like, whoa, baby. Like, no one expected that one. And it was just kind of... It was fun. Like, it was just a good episode. And I enjoyed that.
Jordan?
I enjoyed what it tried to do. It set the tone for the rest of the series, I think.
Jordan, what are you going to give it?
Okay. I will say Vickie's death, just put it up on the higher end for me, just because I think that was a cool moment.
Uh-huh.
Let's see what else happened.
Again, big old nothing burger.
Yeah.
2 slices of bread, nothing in between.
Let's see.
A vegan dinner.
That's not what a vegan dinner looks like. I will be coming for you constantly if you continue to compare it to a vegan dinner. Let's see. We have Vickie just going wild. I feel like a lot just did not happen in this episode other than like Vickie.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's a very Vickie-centric episode,
which I enjoyed, but like I wish more stuff would have happened elsewhere. I don't know. I feel like just because it was all centered around like Vickie dealing with becoming a vampire, transitioning into a vampire, and like the drug stuff, like the drug addiction type things, and like learning about how Stefan kind of has to like deal with like this hunger he has. I think that was also pretty cool. Learning how like Stefan has to deal with his hunger and kind of restrict himself. But I will say, even though those things did happen, it wasn't like as good as episode, like as good as the last episode. I feel like
that's true. It was a pretty big come down.
Yeah, so I will say, I'm gonna give it like a 5. It was like okay, and like some really cool things happened, but I didn't enjoy it like that much. I didn't love it. It was like an okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you there. It was interesting because we learned about like how the vampire transition affects people, which is an interesting plot point to keep in mind for later. We also learned a whole bunch about like just like more vampire stuff in general. Also like the whole sequence of Elena running through the haunted house to try and find Jeremy is actually a really good sequence. I like that a lot. Firmly, though, I think I'm going to place this episode right in the middle of the road as well. I'm going to go with Jordan. I'm going to give it a 5.
That middle road.
It's the middle of the road because it's like an interesting episode in terms of like details, but the only cool thing that happens here is Vickie dying.
The middle of the road where you can get hit by a truck or get avoided by a truck. It doesn't matter which one. You either get hit or you don't get hit.
The truck is Vickie's death. That's it.
That was the truck that hit me.
Okay. 162 candles.
20 out of 10. I'm joking. Again, this one, it's this, I think, oh God, because I loved Lexi in this one, so I'm going to have to say 7.
Another 7. God, Brian, you're ranking all these real high.
7's my favorite number, okay? I just liked the episode just because it was like Lexi was awesome and like Lexi was cool and like her death was like very shocking.
It
like
hurt.
I was like, oh, it hurt. But like I also loved like how Elena and Stefan kind of started to reconnect a little bit. Like Elena starting to realize like just because all this is happening, it doesn't mean she can't stop living. Like Stefan made her feel alive and she wants to continue with that.
Which is ironic because they met in a graveyard. So.
And I think also my favorite line from like the entire series was in this episode.
Oh, is that
I was feeling epic.
Yeah, I
like,
thought that was.
That's just like it's one of my favorite lines because it like Lexi was like telling Elena like give Stefan a chance. Like he won't disappoint you, and he anyway, but like it was just like she was having that moment where she was just feeling like I'm gonna be epic and have some fun, and that's what the show is to me, an entire like moment of epic moments.
Okay.
That's why I like that it's the series finale title, because I was feeling epic, and that's really what it is. So yeah, that's kind of why I like this episode. It's one of the ones that I remember a lot about. But it's also an afterthought kind of episode. I'm like, oh yeah, Lexi was in that one. Okay, next.
Anyway, moving on. Jordan, what do you think? 162 candles, what you gonna give it?
Okay, here are the pros of the episode for me. We got to see a little more of Bonnie and like her revealing that whole scene with her and Elena and the friendship like being like strengthening between that. I think that was really nice. I really like Lexi. I really like how she put Damon in his place.
A little bit. We love a good choking queen.
And then I also really like Caroline's line. It just gets me every time.
I'm a kiddie pool.
She is a kiddie pool, and we
Oh
will
God,
stand
Brian,
kiddie pools.
Brian, God, back off your mic, my boy.
Oh, sorry, I was leaning down.
God, Brian, please, my ears.
I am very passionate about kiddie pools.
I'm a kiddie pool enthusiast, which sounds very bad.
No.
Okay.
Continue.
Here are my
What is your
cons of
numbers?
the episode. I kind of could predict Damon killing Lexi, so that means that plot twist didn't really mean anything to me. The fact that Stefan didn't kill Damon, that kind of messed with me. I was angry about that.
Just a boo. But, hey, Jordan, no diary in this episode.
That is true. There was no diary in this episode. So that's also a pro.
Yeah, we'll put that in the pro column.
Dear diary. Today I ran out of paper, so I'm writing all this on my Kung Fu Panda 2 DVD.
So I think it was like pretty well balanced overall. I would give it a 6.
A 6.
Yay! Yeah, it was like okay. I will say that I was leaning towards a 5. So maybe like a 5.5. I feel like I'm in the middle between a 5 and a 6 because it wasn't like a great episode, but also there were some moments that I really enjoyed.
Okay. I'm gonna sneeze before I do my ranking real quick. Here's the thing about 162 candles.
Oh boy.
Pros. Lexi Branson. She exists. She has a very cute face and I like her a lot. Also pro. Stefan smiles, y'all.
Oh yeah, he did smile.
He smiles a little bit.
Baby boy, he smiles.
He got a cute little, he got a real boyish grin, a real boyish charm about him, much more than Damon does.
He likes Bon Jovi.
He also pro. He likes Bon Jovi. You know, love that. Cons for this episode. That's it.
That's it.
Damon was still there. Lexi did die.
Yeah.
Or did she?
No, she did, Brian.
Are we sure? Dun dun dun.
Whoa! That changes everything.
Yep. For a show that will not change for another
Brian, your microphone.
12 more years until the reboot.
Brian, your microphone. Pay attention to where it is, baby.
Oh, sorry.
You keep putting it next to your face, and therefore it's right in my face.
I lean my head to the side and.
Also, con is that a lot of vampire alcoholism and just regular teen alcoholism. TVD. This is the start of the TVD's like absolute obsession with alcohol. Because there's so much all the time. I don't want to see their budget for fake whiskey, which I think is just apple juice.
Can I be on Legacies and drink apple juice all day?
I'll drink fake whiskey. Let's go. But it's just like, I don't know. It just felt... This episode, as necessary as it may feel, it just felt kind of unnecessary at parts. And a lot of like...
Yeah, it was lackluster.
Yeah, and you brought in Lexi, and she's awesome and cool, and I loved her for the first half of the episode. But as soon as she and Damon had that chat, I'm like, oh, so she's gonna die, right? Like,
Yeah, that was my exact.
I wish we could have had a slower play with that Lexi, right? Where she came back into town for like 2 days or 3 days and she was in 2 episodes and then you killed her in the second one. I would have liked her more. But since you just got us off of killing Vickie, right? You're just like, hey, let me hit you with this again.
We never saw it coming.
Did we though?
I saw it coming.
I didn't.
I saw it coming.
Listen, 14-year-old Brian was stupid.
Well, yeah, 14-year-olds, which are the main. That's the main demographic for the Vampire Diaries. Probably didn't see it coming, but I am an adult.
I didn't, because I am
B and
dumb.
B saw it coming.
Yeah, way saw it coming. Because she was too good to survive in this universe, honestly. So I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay, staying in the middle of the road, waiting for that truck.
I'm just waiting for that truck because I feel like the Lexi truck didn't hit me quite as hard as the Vickie truck did.
Yeah, the Vickie truck definitely hit me harder.
I did rank those 2 episodes the same.
Like, it's not like I wasn't hit by the truck, but it's still the same thing.
So here's the thing. I feel like even though the Vickie truck was like hit harder, the rest of the episode like basically sucked.
Yeah.
Well, but this episode, what happened was that Lexi's train didn't hit as hard, but the episode didn't suck as hard.
Honestly, very fair.
Yeah.
So like that's why they both get around a 5.
Okay. I see your fairness, and I raise you 1 point.
Of what? Is this just Brian points? We're just keeping...
Brian point. Brian has points. Welcome to Whose Line? It doesn't matter anymore.
I like this very nihilistic reboot of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wait, can I just say, when Elena, really quick, this is the end of this podcast episode, so I don't even know if this matters, but when Elena and Damon are talking, she's like, you don't care about anyone's death. And he's like, I don't know, I think he confirms that he just doesn't care about anything. Like, nothing matters.
Like, I don't.
I was like,
I know there's one line, I remember this line specifically because it's really good. Elena saying to Damon, people die around you and you know it.
Yeah, that's a good one. She calls him out with the efficiency of a teenager,
she does.
You know?
Yeah.
You know how teenagers are mean and they just like call you out with shit like that?
Yeah.
That's a teenager line. Anyway, Jordan, what line were you going with?
Oh, basically I was going to say that like Damon is literally just an absurdist. Like that's his philosophy. He just believes nothing matters.
And that's my new philosophy.
And that's like... He believes like nothing matters in life, and like basically I can do whatever I want because nothing actually matters. And I think that's his philosophy.
He's very nihilistic, but not in like the cheery nihilistic way.
Yeah.
That like punk music makes me feel, like in like a nihilistic way.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, that's it. On that episode of nihilism, on that point, that's it for this episode of Afterbite. Thank you all for listening and joining and having a good time.
That was my first episode. It was fun.
It only took us 4 weeks to get this motherfucker back on the podcast. He agreed to co-host. Anyway, new episodes of Afterbite come out on every Friday. Watch along with us. Next week, we will be watching episode 109 and 110, History Repeating and The Turning Point. So if you want...
Those are like 2 of my favorite episodes.
Oh, and I love that we're torturing you by not recording that at a time where you can come, so you're just gonna have to listen to this.
Those are 2 of my favorite episodes.
You're just gonna have to listen to this and suffer.
Yeah, I'll just send in notes and like that they can talk about on my behalf.
Okay, yeah,
I'll just send in my ratings and my notes. It's gonna be 20,000 out of 10. I had a stroke.
God, you really just can't count, huh?
No.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You want me? Can I do this show that we do that you haven't been on yet? Can I do the outro?
No, it's 9:00 and I'm tired.
Okay. Brian is much like a fussy toddler who we have to put to bed. So on that note, new episodes of Afterbite come out every Friday. The video version comes out on our YouTube channel on Saturdays, and you can follow us on Twitter at AfterBitePod for all of the good goofs, memes, and outtakes that didn't make it into the episodes.
Yeah,
Don't
forget to use the hashtag Afterbite and AfterBitePod to tell us what you think about the episode.
Yeah.
And make sure to use that hashtag DamonFancast.
No, do not use that hashtag. That's not an approved hashtag.
Not that one.
That is not an approved hashtag. Hashtag Damon support.
Nope, real
not.
Anyway,
we don't
now I can't believe we're having to take Brian off of this podcast. That's so sad.